Life is expensive. Come to Cash Converters.
Welcome back. It's your feel-good breakfast show on SABC3. It's Expresso, of course, on this yellow Thursday morning. Now, here's one for all the entrepreneurs out there. Have you ever thought of franchising as a form of business? Well, when you consider that statistically, SMEs, or as they're called, small or micro enterprises, contribute an estimated economic output of 50% of the South African GDP, and they provide unemployment to about 60% of the labor force, you might start shifting your mindset. Now, SMEs are therefore, of course, an important contributor to the economy, and they're considered a driver for reducing unemployment. So with this in mind, our next guest today is a very successful Cash Converters franchisee. But before we get to talk to him, let's take a look at this very inspirational story.
There's 50 Cash Converters stores countrywide. If you ever dreamed of being your own boss, you'll enjoy meeting one of the franchisees and see how she converts her time into income.
It's 6 a.m. in the morning and we're here in Johannesburg to meet Lerato Subanyoni, a franchisee of Cash Converters. Now, she's married and a mother of 2 and runs a successful business. Let's meet her.
Lerato is passionate about the second-hand industry and loves helping people turn their stash into cash. Her family's very supportive. Today, she owns 2 Cash Converter branches.
Lerato, you're a mom of 2, you're married, and you run your own business. How do you find time to juggle everything?
It's very difficult to juggle all that, but we do our best. I think most moms will tell you, we do our best. My daughter does come and help me on the cashier desk some weekends. My husband also comes to help when he's not working.
We stopped by Lerato's Greenstone store. It's great to know the Cash Converters operations support team regularly visits the branch and offers continuous IT and advertising support.
Now, how long have you been running this store?
The franchise in total would be 7.5 years. In this particular branch, I'm here 1 year and 3 months. Prior to that, I was at the Woodmead store for about 5 years and a couple of months. It all started out with me visiting one of the stores when I got seriously interested in it. Obviously, there was the whole applications and there was the interviews from head office that I had to go through, and obviously propose how I was going to actually do this.
Besides being the world's largest franchise trader of second-hand goods, Cash Converters also offers cash loans. First launched in Australia, the group has been in South Africa since 1994.
You can apply online. The application forms are all there. The other info, you can also find it online. Phone the head office and they will direct you to the right person who will give you all the information you need. When you're setting up, you're not going to be all by yourself. They will guide you through. There's a whole training program that they've got that will teach you how to do things, and you're going to work in stores, so it's quite detailed and quite involved. So by the time you open your own store, you will be ready to be running the store yourself.
Lerato, what would you say to people at home that are considering a new challenge? Is Cash Converters an option?
Most definitely. If you want something totally different, this is the place to be. If we're talking about challenge, this is where you find it.
Hop onto cashconverters.co.za, read how to become your own boss and be a part of this exciting industry.
And so my guest with me this morning, Mr. Richard Makaiba, MD of Cash Converters. Great to have him here. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, we were talking just now about where you initially started with Cash Converters way back in the day. How did that whole story come about?
It's an interesting story, going back the last century, in fact, 1994. The interesting part about this is we, myself and my partners, signed the franchise agreement for Southern Africa with Cash Converters International on the 1st of April 1994. Yes. 27 days before our first one man, one vote general election, which is really exciting. So Cash Converters has been in South Africa for as long as
South Africa has.
Yes. I started in the process. I come from a family that's been involved in small business all our lives, or over the generations, and always wanted to get involved in something myself. And my now partner, a friend of mine who I met at university years and years ago, he's a CA, he used to call me up every now and again. He knew I would want to get involved in a business and say, you know, I've got this come across my desk, there's a jacket making factory, or this, that, and the next thing. One day he phoned up and said, you won't believe it, but I've actually come across a second-hand dealer pawnbroking business out of Australia. Are you interested? Now, I said, well, okay, let's have a look at it. So I looked at the tape one day with him, and literally less than a month later, I was on a plane to Perth. Wow. Flew in there, had a look at it. Cash Converters is headquartered out of Perth in Australia. Yes. Had a look at it over the weekend, flew back, and we made a decision to buy it, and that's how it started.
And obviously a very big decision to have made at the time.
It was a big decision, and when you get into your own business, it is a major decision, especially in the context of franchising. Many potential franchisees who come to us the decision is a very, very big decision. it's not only in terms of either the individual franchisee like Lerato or her husband, it's the whole family that ends up making the decision. So it is a big decision and needs to be made with careful forethought. Franchising, the benefit of the whole thing is that you get into a business utilizing a proven business model. So the idea is that you reduce risk and utilizing that well-known brand. And so yes, it's a real benefit that, but equally not every franchise model is right for every person because we're all unique.
Very true. But as Lerato said, there is support throughout. I mean, when you're considering, let's say, taking on a franchising opportunity with Cash Converters, you do provide training. There is opportunity out there. There's support.
Absolutely. Any credible franchisor is out there to support his franchisees, because the reality of it is that the better they do, the better the franchisor does. So we focus and have a massive infrastructure in order to make sure that our franchisees are, one, following our business model, because we know if they follow the business model, they're going to be successful, and two, as a result of that, they will be successful.
How successful has it been? How many stores do you have in South Africa right now?
Well, we've grown to 50 stores in the country at this stage of the game. We do just shy of R500 million a year in turnover at those stores. Yes, no, it's become a significant business. Internationally, we're just shy of 700 stores in 22 countries around the world.
That is amazing. So if I'm a young budding entrepreneur out there and I want to get started and take on a potential opportunity with Cash Converters, how would I go about it?
The easiest thing to do is really go to our website, cashconverters.co.za. The information's all over there. Give us a call. Our national sales manager, chap by the name of Niels Meyering, will call you back and talk the guys through the process. It's something that takes time as well. I think people need to recognize that the job of our franchise sales manager is to put the prospect in a position to make an informed decision. Because as I said to you, not everybody is suitable for this particular brand, and this particular brand isn't suitable for everybody. So Niels will put the prospect in a position to make that informed decision. We'll meet with them initially, a couple of hours, explain the business model, go through the stores, introduce them to our franchisees like Lerato, and then put that individual in that position to make an informed decision.
And I always think the great barrier to entry, most people think, I can't do this because I don't have a BCom CA degree or a BCom economics degree. What are your requirements in that regard?
You can do anything you put your mind to. When I started out Cash Converters, I had no experience in retail, no experience in franchising, no experience in this particular model at all. It's about what degree of motivation you have.
Degree of motivation.
To get you from where you are to where you want to be. That's really what it's about. From a franchising perspective, we will teach you how to do it. It's how much motivation you bring to the party that gets you to where you want to go. That's really what we want.
So thank you very much for those words of motivation. So as you heard right over there, all you need is a degree of motivation that will get you to that next point. And hey, visit Cash Converters' website to find out what you can do if you see an opportunity for yourself in franchising. Now, would you like to win 10,000 Rand to spend at your nearest Cash Converters? Well, take a look at this.
Is your home in need of some Cash Converters love? Is that toaster toast? Imagine what you could buy with 10,000 Rand. Well, it's time to win that cash. Cash Converters have teamed up with Expresso to bring you this amazing prize. All you have to do is email your name, contact information, along with a photo of your current residence to cashconverters@expressoshow.com. Expresso, Cash Converters, and 10,000 Rand.
Life is expensive. Come to Cash Converters.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.